Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday, December 2nd. Well, the big story this week will be a brutal, cold Arctic air outbreak, first reaching the Pacific Northwest, then the southern Rockies and northern plains. That Arctic air reaches the East Coast by the weekend. Will actually turn milder ahead of the frontal system here in the Mid-Atlantic region. The brunt of this Arctic outbreak will be felt across the southern Rockies to the northern plains. Denver, Colorado, for example, should be down in the single digits by Wednesday morning. They'll struggle to reach 10 degrees come Wednesday afternoon. There could be some sub-zero highs in the northern plains by the middle part of the week, and some snow will accompany this Arctic outbreak in the southern Rockies and the northern plains. Let's first start off by taking a look at the 24-hour temperature change map. This is available from the Penn State EWOL site just to show where this Arctic air is right now. Here are the real drops in temperatures from this morning compared to yesterday morning. Southwestern Canada, this is where that Arctic outbreak resides right now. You can see minus 29 degrees. It's 29 degrees colder this morning compared to yesterday morning as that Arctic air starts to move south and east. And again, it reaches the Denver, Colorado area during the day. Tomorrow temperatures will plunge all day long and they'll bottom out in the single digits by Wednesday morning. This part of the country, the northern plains and the southern Rockies, will bear the brunt of this particular Arctic outbreak with way, way below normal temperatures, and some snow will accompany this over the next 48 hours or so. That Arctic air finally works its way towards the East Coast by later this week. Probably a frontal passage around Thursday night or so along the I-95 corridor, and we'll turn colder here on Friday and then even colder on Saturday as that Arctic air treks all the way across the country by the end of the week. Well, here's a current surface map. This is a rather innocuous cold frontal system right here in the Ohio Valley. There is a low pressure area that will intensify later on today off the Carolina coast, moving off the New England coast. Will really not affect us too much here in the I-95 corridor, other than some cloud cover. Will certainly be mostly cloudy today and tonight. Those clouds should give way to some sunshine tomorrow as this low does indeed pull off the northeast coast. Don't expect any precipitation here as a result of that low pressure area. Meanwhile, out here in the Pacific Northwest, southwestern part of Canada, this is where that brutal Arctic air is right now, and it's ready to pounce on the Pacific Northwest and then the southern Rockies and northern plains, as this will be the big weather story of the week over the next several days. Well, let's walk through this Arctic air outbreak across the nation over the next several days. This is using last night's Zero-Z GFS model run. We're looking at forecast maps for tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning, and then we'll go 24-hour increments all the way through Friday morning. Well, by tomorrow morning, here's that low well off the coast. All of its precipitation should stay off the coast. We will have some clouds early in the day that should give way to increasing amounts of sunshine, a little bit milder than today. Here is that Arctic outbreak starting to be felt across the Pacific Northwest. Again, temperatures will start to plunge during the day tomorrow in Denver, bottom out in the single digits by Wednesday morning. And here's the forecast map for Wednesday morning. Even some snow out here in the southern Rockies associated with that Arctic plunge in temperatures. Again, early morning hours Wednesday in Denver, maybe 6, 7, 8 degrees, struggling to reach 10 degrees. It'll be windy as well. Brutal, cold Arctic air throughout the southern Rockies and northern plains by this time. This is Wednesday morning. Again, that part of the country will bear the brunt of this particular storm. Now, here's quite a low pressure area over the western Great Lakes. That cold frontal system starting to head towards the east coast. Let's now jump ahead to Thursday morning. Well, here's the forecast map for Thursday morning. The frontal system starts to lose a little bit of punch here. The Arctic air outbreak, again, the brunt of it will be felt across the northern plains. Maybe some sub-zero highs on Tuesday and Wednesday in parts of the northern plains. But the frontal system will finally reach the Mid-Atlantic I-95 region somewhere around Thursday evening. And again, we'll turn milder ahead of this frontal system on Wednesday and Thursday with temperatures way up in the 50s. DC could touch 60-degree mark on Thursday. Let's now jump ahead to Friday morning. And here's the forecast map for Friday morning. That frontal system moves to the East Coast, a couple of waves of low pressure can ride up along this front as the colder air comes into play here. There's one here affecting the Mid-Atlantic region according to this GFS model run forecast for Friday. Again, it'll turn colder on Friday and then even colder on Saturday, and there'll be a second wave of low pressure moving northeast along that frontal system. We'll have to watch for that one somewhere around the Saturday time frame. It could get interesting, could get cold enough for perhaps some snow out of that particular wave. The pattern actually gets quite active starting late this week for perhaps a week or two, with lots of low pressure areas perhaps to ride up to the north and east out of the southern part of the country. So again, the big weather story over the next several days will be this brutal cold Arctic air outbreak that first will hit the Pacific Northwest, then the southern Rockies and northern plains, where they will bear the brunt of this particular Arctic outbreak, and it'll turn us colder at the end of the week after a couple of days of milder weather on Wednesday and Thursday here in the I-95 corridor. That's it for now. For the SIWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.